into the semi-finals now, and we've got another multiple world champion in the lineup. Tyler Wright making her return. Tatiana Weston-Webb, she was strong this morning against Sally Fitzgibbons.
On the other hand, Tyler looked calm, controlled, but very powerful, very comfortable. And here she is up and riding on this replay.
Yeah, things getting started pretty early on in their semi-final matchup. Our cameras were focused on Carissa, but we also have one on the lineup. This is what Tyler Wright got done on her opening ride. 4.67 for this one. Nice
starter, calm, controlled, good positioning for the takeoff, and then a couple of nice turns. Her boards look super good under her feet, very far.
Tatiana, she had a slightly better wave. 5.5 is what she managed to notch, and you can see why. She's been on the attack. Every time she's coming out of the sky, there's a weightlessness to her re-entry into the wave, and that just tells you she's placing those turns right there in the pocket.
We can watch that happening with Tatiana. Here go Tyler on a big outside one.
Tyler takes off prone on this one, but back to her feet now. It's nice and low so she can ride through that turbulent water. It's not going to pay off for her this time though. Tatiana, she gets a nice cleaner entry into this ride, which allows her to get back up into the lip pretty quickly. And she's going to surrender priority on a wave that's not going to help her generate a big score too, but
she'll get the better of that second exchange in terms of the waves, but again, neither of those are keeper scores. You'd be throwing both of them away. So
Tyler Wright, her wave selection was so spot on.
Yeah.
She wasn't taking those kind of rides. Now, with an event title in the back of her mind, she's made a couple of errors, but she's swinging on one now. Priority utilised for this wave. Nice big carve to get started. Love the way she gets low as she drives out of these turns. Works one over again. And like a downhill skier, just constantly gets those arms whipping as she comes out of those turns, trying to generate more speed and energy for that next manoeuvre.
See the replay as Tyler just drives off the bottom. Beautiful style. And you see the compression, the extension getting super low in the turns, extending out. And it's that body movement that's building the momentum on the wave, creating the synchronicity between the turns and in the style. And it's just a beautiful thing.
We've talked about it. John Florence had a big break from the championship tour. When he turned up on the Gold Coast this year, he looked reinvigorated, he looked fresh, and Tyler's come back to the championship tour looking much the same way. There's a different movement in the bottom half of her body. There's new torque and added style.
It does seem that way, definitely, and a comfort level in herself out of this experience she's been through and the emotion she's dealt with. You see how low the back knee was there. It was literally on the deck of the board. She's just got that wonderful style, wonderful technique. And there's those hands, as you said, just flaring those hands, feeling the moment. The language and the way you sell the ride and the positivity you bring to the whole performance, super important.
5.93 on her last wave, picking this one up without priority. Went for the grab rail carve, hit a speed bump, but recovering nicely. Second turn was strong. Goes the layback jam to mix things up. Maybe aware that sometimes the forehand out here on these fatter days can look a little repetitive if you're constantly going to those carving manoeuvres. So mixing things up nicely with the rail turns, bringing it right through to the inside. And now the 4.67 will likely be dropped. Not by something monster Barton, but just chipping away, adding to the requirement.
She drops down the face. Here's that one you said where he grabs the rail. Difficult place to turn. And how stable she was through that difficult turn into the second, and then throwing that variety into the third. And then I love the fact she stayed with this, because could have easily at that point sort of figured it was done and cut out, but the inside keeps delivering, gives her another opportunity to keep whacking that lip and getting some beautiful turns. And I feel like that may be the best scoring ride of the heat so far. Here we go. Drives out. Gives it that little pause for that moment, then grabs the rail, gets super low, goes into the carve.
This turn.
Oh, super low. The chin was almost on the water. And then this carve, Ronnie. Look at pushing out in the back foot and just driving that whole rail through the water, and then just immediately back into that stylish position to drop down and execute another one. Here's the layback for variety. Puts that back arm back. That was an amazing ride. I love the variety, as you alluded to.
Just be patient, do what I do, then I could probably make it happen. But yeah, I was just sitting out there kind of going, man, she's beaten you all year, like, don't let it happen again. And but then I was kind of thinking, well, it'd be cool to watch Carissa and Caroline battle it out in the semi-final for the title. That'd be really fun to watch. So I was sort of in two minds between being like this competitive monster and then just like a total fan spectator.
We wanted to feel it a little bit like.
Wow, that's so cool.
So it's got a little personalised.
Amazing. Oh, nice. The Corona is in there. I like that.
Very good. Message on the box as well, which you can read.
9.5 minutes remaining here in semi-final 1 at the lululemon Maui Pro, and a former event champion, a two-time world champion with the lead, trying to add to her heat score at the moment and really starting to just get back on track here. Tyler Wright squeaked through the quarterfinals, but really making life difficult for Tatiana Weston-Webb at the moment. Riding this one right through to the inside, trying to better a 5.93.
Heat that it's a very one-sided heat, but the scores aren't that high, and it's still right there to be stolen. As we see a beautiful carve and a drive of that rail and the slide of the fins. Great surfing from Tyler, and this is why we missed her, because this young lady will keep all of the competitors honest on next year's tour and be in that world title conversation, you would think, given the look of her surfing.
And the Posnells look good underfoot, don't they?
They look fantastic. Look at the drive. Look how low she's getting, and look at the power in those legs, just pushing the tail out. Great positioning, great read on the wave, and matching it with power, flair, class. Really, really good surfing from Tyler Wright, not missing a beat. And here it is, the countdown. So Tyler Wright dominating that heat. The scores don't reflect the domination, and maybe don't even reflect the commitment in the surfing that she did. She surfed incredible. And I think I said it at the start, I had this feeling that the way Owen came back and won his first event back from such a time off, that I picked her to repeat that, and she's one step closer now.